What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started on this week's video, just want to give a massive thank you to everyone who's been hitting that subscribe button, commenting on Instagram, liking the posts. It's absolutely fantastic. It looks like the channel's finally gaining some traction and we're actually going somewhere. The next target we're looking for is 500 subscribers, and the way things are going I don't think that'll be too long, so massive thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel. It's great to see it and we really appreciate it, so keep it up. So for this week's video I did have a plan on what we were going to do, but as you can probably see in here, the good old Scottish weather's interfered with that, so I've had to completely change what we're going to do. So we've got some body panels that need to go back on the Mini. I've got this new door here. It has got a little bit of dirt in it for painting, so we'll probably do a bit of flattening and polishing on that. And then towards the end of the video I'll give you a little update on how the Racechip's performing in the Alfa Romeo. If you haven't seen that video, just click the link up the top of the screen here, you can go and watch that. But we're currently testing the Racechip with the Bluetooth mode. So far so good, it's going well and I've got some good results to share with you at the end of the video. So stay tuned, let's crack on with this door, and if the rain stops we'll see if we can get this door put on the Mini as well. See you in a minute. So guys, this is the door we painted for the Mini. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it in this light. You can probably see some here. When we painted it in the garage we got a really good finish, and it's actually pretty smooth. There's not a lot of orange peel at all, but there is little specks of dirt which are quite hard to see at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a bit of wet and dry sandpaper and we're going to knock them out, make it nice and flat, remove them, and then we'll polish it back up. So I'll get this camera on the tripod and I'll show you exactly how I do it. Right guys, I hope you can see this okay. I've tried to focus it in on a bit where there's a few fairly big bits of dirt, and I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks that I do. Now, there is proper tools for this, and there probably will be people in the comments who tell me I'm doing it wrong, but this is how I've done it for years, and it's always gave me decent results. So what I like to do is pick out all the bigger bits that I just want to focus on, and I'll start with a bit of 1500 sandpaper, and what I use is a little dumpy screwdriver. So I like to use a dumpy screwdriver and I wrap my sandpaper round the back of it, just like that, to give me a small hard surface area. Now you can buy proper tools for this. You can get little sanding blocks, little tiny ones and things like that. But the reason I do this is to concentrate on specific areas. So we've got a fairly big bit of dirt here. If I just focus on this area and just gently take out that piece of dirt, just like so. There we go. So that's that bit. There's another wee bit here. And same again, I'll just focus on all the little high spots. And just take off them before we do the finishing sand on it. So you get the idea there. I'll just crack on and knock down some of these bigger ones and then I'll show you the next step. Right guys, that's me got all the major bits out. So what I'm going to do now is I'll change it up to the rubber sanding block, and I'll use a bit of either, I tend to use 2000 or 2500, depending how bad it is. I'm only removing the tiny small bits of dirt now, so I'm going to use 2500 grit, because there's no, I don't really have any orange peel to take away. It is literally just a few wee bits of dirt. So I'll get the 2500 on the sanding block, and then I'll use, sorry guys, I should have brought this over, just a spray bottle with some water in it, just plain water. Some people use soapy water. I don't find it makes any difference, to be fair. So give this panel a spray down, give my 2500 a spray down, and then gently, just in a kind of crosshatch pattern, I'll work my way across the panel. Just nice and gently knocking out the little bits of dirt. Okay guys, I'm pretty happy with the results. As you can see, we've got a nice uniform flat panel. It's not shiny anymore, but all the specks of dirt are now out. So obviously it's never going to be a show car, so it's not a perfect paint job. I have stayed away from all the edges, because you don't want to go too hard on the edges and burn through the paint and lacquer. So what we need to do now is we need to get rid of this dull matte finish, so we need to machine polish it back up, and for that I use two stages. I use quite a hard pad on my dual action polisher with some G3, and then I go over it with some 3M fine cut on the same pad, and then of course we'll use a sealer when we're done. But what I might do is do the sealer on the car when we machine polish the rest of it, and I'll do it all at the same time. So let me set this back up and I'll show you the machine polishing process. Right, so like I said guys, first stage of this is to get rid of this matte finish. So we're going to use some G3 paste compound, which is a cutting compound. This is going to polish the shine back into the lacquer, and we're going to use our home built dual action polisher. These will be available on the home built website, but if you want to get your hands on one, we're also giving one away in our 1000 subscriber giveaway. It should look a bit neater and tidier than this one. This one's been well used, but it's a great tool and it could be yours completely free of charge. Watch the video, I'll leave a link to it in the description. All you have to do is be a subscriber, and when we hit 1000 we'll pick a subscriber at random and we'll give one of these away. So to get the polishing started on here, we'll start with a G3 compound and we'll concentrate on small areas at a time. So we're only going to use a very, very small amount of compound to start with, and we'll just dab it on the panel, and we'll probably split this panel into 6 sections. So we'll do this bottom corner first, and you just want to take your time with this and let the polisher do the work. Not too much pressure on it, you don't want to burn through the edges, you just want to take it nice and easy, let the pad and the compound do the work. There you go guys, you can see after one pass the shine's already starting to come back. We've still got some scratches there, so what we'll do is we'll just keep working the panel nice and slowly, buffing out these scratches using the G3 until we've got it almost perfect. So now you've got the just 8, I'll put it on a bit of a time lapse, I'll crack on with the rest of the panel and we'll see you in a minute. Right, after one pass with the G3 on the dual action polisher, this is looking pretty good. We've got a good shine back on it. So what I think I'll do now is I'll attack it with a 3M fine cut polish, and that will get rid of the last of the wee scratches. So it's this one here we use guys, it's a 3M Extra Fine Plus. This is available from Auto Parts actually, so the link to Auto Parts is in the description. You know they're always helping us out. If you need anything like that for yourself, pop down and see them or give them a call. Okay guys, the door's just had a pass with the 3M fine cut, and it's got a really nice gloss back on it. There's no sanding scratches left. All it needs now is sealed, and I think that's all I'm going to do to it just now until it's ready to put back on the car. So guys, that's how you wet sand your doors and get dirt out of your paintwork. I hope it was helpful. I was going to put the door back on. I mean, I did get a chance to swap the cars round, and I got the Mini in, ready to have an attempt at swapping the door, but this weather's just not letting up today at all. So I think we're going to have to do that in another video. As you can see, this is the reason why we're changing it. It's got all this rotten corrosion down the bottom here. So that's pretty much the last thing to be done. And then it'll be a full machine polish on the Mini and it'll be good to go. The bonnet's looking good, nice colour match as well. So yeah, that's it for the Mini, that's it for the door at the moment. So yeah, sorry guy, I'm absolutely soaked. So yeah, the Giulietta, we've had a good chance to test out the Racechip now. I've done about 300 miles in it. I'm coming in here out of the rain. I've done about 300 miles in it. Now, there is a little bit of difference in eco mode. I have noticed that there is a little bit more torque there. It feels like it pulls a little bit better at lower revs. But one of the good things that I have noticed, when we first done the eco test, it was showing a sort of 40 miles per gallon increase in range, and that was just ridiculous. That was never going to happen. So I've done over 300 miles now, and it's looking like I'm getting a good 12%, 10%, 12% increase so far. I'm getting a good 5, 6, 7 miles to the gallon extra using eco mode, and I haven't changed my driving style. I'm driving it exactly the same as I used to. I'm not doing any sort of special eco driving or anything like that. I'm just driving the way I always have. It's a mixture of town, A road, B road, motorway driving. So First impressions on the Racechip, guys, is it's looking really good. So obviously I'll keep an eye on it. We'll get some more miles under it, make sure there's no faults, see how it goes. But yeah, it's definitely showing an increase in power and an increase on fuel consumption, which is brilliant. So we're getting extra miles to the gallon, which is great with fuel being the price it is now. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do for this week's episode, guys. The rain's not letting up at all. Hopefully at the weekend we can get this mini door swapped, get the machine polishing done and get it up for sale, because I've got my eye on the next one, which might be coming for a salvage auction, so stay tuned. It might be a stolen recovered we're looking at. So hopefully it stays within our budget. Hopefully we get what we want for the Mini and we can pick that up. So keep hitting that subscribe button, guys. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a great day and we'll see you on Sunday.